urging the committee to focus on the science surrounding vaccine recommendations. Katrina Kretzinger says she's concerned about the process happening inside.
If a standing recommendation without any new evidence is suddenly changed, the only thing that can really do is create confusion and sow doubt in the public.
Others here say they are afraid that politics is playing a role in the new vaccine policy. Jonathan O'Brien for CBS News, Atlanta.
During a freewheeling session with reporters in the Oval Office today, President Trump said his phone call with China's Xi Jinping will lead to a deal to keep TikTok operating in the U.S.
I think that it's a deal that's going to be great. And it's also controlled by very powerful and very substantial American people.
Trump spoke up for freedom of expression despite his threat to go after television networks that air criticisms of him and his policies.
I'm a very strong person for free speech.
The failure of a Senate bill that would have extended government funding past October 1st means it's now more likely than ever that the government will shut down.
The Senate's number 2 Republican, Senator John Barrasso, says it's very clear.
The Democrats are ready to shut down the government. Republicans want to keep it open.
But the Senate's top Democrat, Senator Chuck Schumer, says it's quite the opposite.
Republicans have now left town with no sign they want to avoid a shutdown in a week.
The bill would have funded the federal government for another 7 weeks, averting a possible shutdown on October 1st when the new fiscal year begins. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
The U.S. House today overwhelmingly passed a resolution honoring conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
95 Democrats voted yes, 58 voted no, 38 voted present, effectively abstaining. What's being billed as a unity rally is planned tonight at Utah Valley University in Utah, where Kirk was shot and killed.
I just love that they're doing that and having a place for everyone to have closure, in a sense, and have peace instead of violence.
All three major indices, the Dow, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, closed at record highs today. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 68 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oak. Local police chiefs and even the sheriff are blasting a new policy from the Hennepin County attorney not to prosecute felonies stemming from routine traffic stops.
Words like reckless, harmful, and overreach were thrown out by members of the Chiefs of Police Association when reacting to the new policy. Minnetonka Police Chief Scott Bourbaum says they weren't involved in forming the new standards.
Just 2 weeks ago, at a public meeting, we asked the county attorney's office if they were developing this policy. We were told there were no updates. We stressed then, and we stress today, the importance of working together openly and of ensuring that the voice of law enforcement and our communities are included in these discussions. Once again, we were ignored.
Hennepin County Sheriff DeWanowitz says with the recent acts of violence in Hennepin County, now is not the time to lower standards. At Minneapolis City Hall, Al Shock, Striking 30 WCCO.
A Maple Grove man is in custody charged with making threats of violence as retaliation for the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. A criminal complaint filed in Hennepin County details threatening emails 64-year-old John Allen Sandine allegedly sent to the music director at a church in Maple Grove and others. County Attorney Mary Moriarty says Sandine referred to Kirk as his friend multiple times and promised to commit numerous acts of violence against targeted individuals as retribution. She says he also made sweeping threats against liberal and left-leaning people and specific ethnic groups. Former Minnesota Republican Governor Tim Pawlenty says he's not interested in running for U.S. Senate despite a push from national party leaders to do so.
In a world where you could get through a Republican endorsement or primary, which I don't think I could, and then you're not facing Angie Craig, but you're facing Peggy Flanagan. That's a different analysis.
Pawlenty telling WCCO's Chad Hartman it's just not the right political climate for him to mount a successful run. He did run for another term as governor in 2018, but did not win his party's endorsement in that primary. With early voting kicking off in Minneapolis today, Hennepin County is debuting its new accessible voting technology. The new express vote machines are designed to enhance the voting experience, especially those with accessibility needs. Voter engagement program manager Carl Lanescraner says these devices offer a wide array of features, including audio assist options and even braille keypads.
A lot of voters with accessible needs are very, very highly civically engaged, and really interesting to kind of see how they kind of stroll through the ballot, and different people have different kind of strategies and ways of kind of reading out their choices.
And with large crowds converging on the University of Minnesota campus for Farm Aid tomorrow, Metro Transit is ramping up service on trains and buses. Trains will have extra cars, buses will run after midnight, and more staff will be on hand to help folks figure out where they're going. WCCO News Times, 5:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Trains kind of moved out of the area, but 494 eastbound is jammed up as you make way toward Highway 52, heading up toward Lake Road. Traveling north 35E, that's a jam up in place. Highway 62 all the way up toward Highway 36. If you're over on the west side of the metro, get that accident looking at west 94, County Road 81 up in the area of Rogers. The right lane to be affected. Traffic slows past Maple Grove Parkway. Rick Peterson, Utah APL, WCCO.
No one knows Twin Cities businesses like locals. With decades of experience here in the Twin Cities, Robert Half connects skilled professionals in finance, technology, admin, and more. Visit roberthalf.com/Twin Cities.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Robert Half. Visit roberthalf.com/Twin Cities. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist.
The chance of showers will linger into the night tonight. 63 the overnight low. Scattered showers are still possible tomorrow. 74 the afternoon high. Sunday is starting to trend drier, mostly cloudy, a few isolated showers, a high of 75. Autumn arrives on Monday, and it's going to be a nice day, partly cloudy and 77.
Mostly cloudy right now, 68 at Newstalk 830 WCCO.
What's happening now? What's coming next? Stay here for the very latest. What you need to know, News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRUSHA. Once again, here's Jason DeRUSHA.
Oh, it's raining out. It's football Friday night. It's going to be a sloppy one at the high school football fields tonight, isn't it? It's Jason. Welcome to Drive Time. We are streaming on YouTube. They can try to shut us down, Dan. They can try to shut. You're never going to stop.
You're not censoring this show.
That's right. Although certainly I echo what conservative commentator Scott Jennings said today when talking about the Kimmel situation. He said that he expects to get fired every day. I also have spent the last 25 years of my career expecting that, perhaps today will be the day I get fired.
I mean, I hope not, but can you manage to not take me with you if you do? That would.
I feel like you have more protections than I do.
obviously I want you to be protected, but
yeah, I mean,
let's just
you
be honest.
You got to look out for
number one.
We're both in the union, but when you sit on this side of our studio, you have a little less protection.
A little less.
But why I make the medium money.
And I make barely any.
That is sort of how it goes for sure. So we are live on YouTube. We're on Facebook as well. And on X, we video stream this show every day. And so we appreciate you listening to this show on the radio, on the podcast, Drive Time with DeRUSH. Speaking of podcasts, before we fire up the DeRUSH Hour news headlines, and our headlines on this Friday are a little lighter for you because it's been a heavy week, I think, as always, it seems. But I do a food podcast called DeRusha Eats, and we do long-form interviews with people in the food world. So here on the show, we'll do like a shorter interview, sometimes with a chef or somebody doing an event. But on the podcast, if you're a podcast fan, I think this week's interview is really good. It's Stephanie Hansen, who hosts a show on Fox 9 that's syndicated all over the country called Taste Buds with Stephanie. But Stephanie is a cookbook author times two. She has written a book called The True North Cabin Cookbook. So if you're in the car headed to the cabin this weekend, Stephanie wrote her book from Ely, and it's really great. So search DeRUSHA Eats wherever you get podcasts. The latest one, Dan just uploaded today, is Stephanie Hansen. Let's do the DeRUSHA.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRUSH Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And we start today with something that I thought was so cool in the Minnesota Star Tribune, because in a couple of weeks, the world premiere of Purple Rain, the Broadway musical version, the stage adaptation of the Prince film, will launch here in Minneapolis. October 16th is when Purple Rain opens, but they are rehearsing right now in New York. And the Star Tribune got an exclusive first look at the video of I Would Die For You.
I'm not too warm, I'm not too mad. I am something that you'll never understand. I never preach, I never lie. I'm not too warm, I'm not too mad. I am something that you'll never understand. I never be. Something if you want to, I would die for you.
It's cool, isn't it? It's haunting. St. Paul Peterson, who was in the original movie, is watching on Facebook right now and says, for someone who was in the movie, I'm excited to see it. I am excited too, and to learn a little bit more. We visit with the Star Tribune theater critic who got this exclusive, Rohan Preston, who joins us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. And Rohan, what did you think of this version of this song?
It's more than cool. I mean, it's, you know, the music is, Prince's music is so rich and you know, ready for interpretation. What they have done in the studio, these two principals of the music have done in the studio, it's just beautiful. It really is, and it adds new dimension to that song. I love it, just piano and voice, and really. I would die for you. You know?
Right? I mean, it is interesting how, first of all, like how timeless a lot of these songs are, but when you have different singers, and I think this is something as we look ahead to Purple Rain on stage as it premieres at the Minneapolis State Theater in October.
How does it fit into this story? And you know, if you remember, this song. Many people thought of it as a love song, but it's a religious song. I mean, Prince is the Trinity in I Would Die For You, and he's offering himself in sacrifice. And when you have a context like this where you're going to the musical, you can see how it's layered with other types of love, not just the agape or spiritual dimension, but erotic and other things, you know.
You reported that the musical company has been rehearsing for weeks in New York, and then they come here to Minneapolis. You've also covered a lot of premieres of musicals and performances that have come from Minneapolis and ended up on Broadway. Where's your expectation level for this? Because, like, we bring all our Minneapolis baggage to this show. You know what I'm saying?
We do. Okay, so the biggest thing to ever come out of Minnesota that way is The Lion King, which started here.
Yes.
And you know, had a 10-week engagement here and then went to Broadway, right? And it's, you know, this juggernaut. But this, I think the expectations are even bigger for this because Prince is our hometown kid. And he did this, you know, this was his first movie, Purple Rain, and he did all of this stuff here. I mean, and he never left here. I mean, he had, you know, of course, he had a home in France and other places, but he always, this is home. And so we have both the local expectations and the big one.
Our audiences are very generous. I wonder if in this case we might be tougher. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think you're onto something, and not only that, I mean, we're coming at it with like knowing Prince so well that okay, who can do all of the things? Who can have the edge and the softness?
I can't wait, and I loved getting a little glimpse of it at StarTribune.com today. So people should check out your piece. Rohan, appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, Jason, thank you, and keep doing it. I love the transition. You've done a great job from jumping from one medium to another. So thank you as well.
Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you soon. All right, I didn't even pay Rohan for that, but I appreciate it. Next up in the lead, we are number one. We're number one again. The Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport just keeps winning awards. I believe 3 of the last 4 years. The Minneapolis Airport in the J.D. Power survey as to what is the number one airport, the number one airport among mega airports, and it was us. So we visit with Jeff Lee, the manager of strategic communication for the Metropolitan Airport Commissions, where we asked Jeff, like, where did things go wrong, man? Like, what happened that one year?
Well,
one guy didn't clean a bathroom and that year didn't count for you. What happened? We don't know.
We don't know. They didn't give us the skinny on the details, but it's quite a feat.
It is amazing. You know, Minnesotans take such pride in the airport, and I've lived in different places. I've never seen the way that we sort of love our airport.
Well, there's lots to be proud of, and I think we've had a great run in the last few years to showcase to the country and North America how great our airport is, given the awards that we've received.
What do you think it is when you look at it? What makes MSP stand out?
The departure experience, airport staff, food, beverage, retail, overall terminal facilities, the arrival experience, and the level of trust with the airport. And I think for Minnesotans, we have a lot of trust. From terminal facilities alone, there's been just an amazing investment to modernize MSP in the last decade. $600 million just to bring a brand new airport experience to Terminal 1 from the front door to the checkpoints. You know, 1962 building, but if you walk through the doors now, it's like a whole new airport experience.
Yeah.
And then we're continuing those renovations that'll end this year in 6 out of the 7 Delta Concourse.
As someone who uses the airport fairly often, I just flew to Chicago out of there last week. Those improvements, you see it as a passenger. I mean, when I go through other airports, like, it is nowhere near as efficient as the way it is at MSP.
Yeah, and that's attributable to, you know, our partnership with the Transportation Security Administration. We have dialogue with them all the time with improvements to our facilities. The program that I talked about last 10 years, we consolidated checkpoints from 6 to 2 big ones on the north and south ends in Terminal 1, and certainly there in Terminal 2 as well.
When you look out on the horizon and say, all right, what do we need to do to make sure we stay number one? What's the number one improvement that you're excited about that's on the horizon?
Well, certainly it's you know, the entire journey, not only just through the checkpoints, but people want to have a great concessions experience in retail and get to the gate. And certainly we're addressing that. We're doing expansion projects for Concourse G to give more room and space so it's enjoyable as you wait for the plane. And I think a lot of it too is for people remembering concessions. There's a lot of work that's going in to bring in new brands. Terminal 2, we announced several new concessions that are coming in to refresh and bring in the latest technology to have faster service when those new venues come aboard. And then in Terminal 1, there'll be more work ahead to bring in new concessions and keep it representative of Minnesota and to keep in the newest brands, both local as well as those that are well known in other parts of the country.
Yeah. The airport's beautiful, the food is good, and it's efficient to get through. Like that's it, right?
Well, and that's great to hear. And certainly getting through quickly is one of our highest goals.
Congratulations, and I'll see you at the airport, Jeff Lee. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, that is the DeRUSH Hour news headlines. The lead Coming up in just a minute, page 2. I guess I'm going to better go buy stock in the person who fills my cavities. The internet is back on in parts of St. Paul. And who do you think should be in the Toy Hall of Fame this year? All of that as we continue with the DeRUSH Hour news headline.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, I love telling you about ProTurf, professionalturf.com, because these are local people who have owned this family-owned Lakeville company for, well, since 82. I mean, this is a long time to be in the landscaping and the lawn care and the irrigation business, but ProTurf does it right. That's why they're still in it. And what they give you is advice that is smart. They're there to maximize your dollars and maximize your enjoyment of your home, because we love hanging out at our home. We love a beautiful backyard. We love wonderful landscape. Reach out to professionalturf.com, because ProTurf, here's what they're telling me right now. Fall is the best time of the year to plant new trees, new shrubs, new perennials, because the soil is cooler, so you're not cooking those roots. You don't need a ton of water on those trees to help them anchor and survive a Minnesota winter. So right now is a great time to reach out to Professional Turf. Get on the schedule, get new trees, replace some old shrubs, yank out some old landscaping that looks like garbage, and put in the new stuff. Now, ProTurf will do hardscape stuff until a hard freeze. So by hardscape, I'm talking about like landscape, retaining walls. I'm talking driveways, paver patios, all that sort of stuff. If you can dream it, they can do it. And if you can't dream it, they'll dream it for you. Reach out and get a free estimate. ProfessionalTurf.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I've been turning wrenches for nearly 20 years. And for the longest time, it was chaos. Communication was spotty, PMs got missed, downtime skyrocketed, and accountability practically impossible. Then we switched to MaintainX. Total game changer. Now the whole operation runs through the MaintainX app. Work orders, safety procedures, parts inventory. I manage it all in one place with real-time updates. No more delays, no more surprises.
MaintainX helps maintenance teams run smarter, faster, and more efficiently. Thousands of frontline teams trust MaintainX to maximize uptime, cut costs, and stay audit ready. Start your free trial at maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
What do you call a creator who's also an influencer?
Jason DeRUSHA.
You've got like 75 million followers.
Yes. Drive Time with DeRUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, page 2 of the DeRUSH Hour news headlines, and it looks like maybe I should buy some stock in my dentist. Yeah. Do you think instead of ringing the bell on wherever they're going public, whichever stock exchange, they'll just go and make that sound? Ugh. I actually love going to the dentist. How do you feel about going to the dentist, Dan? Are you one of these like I hate it?
I don't hate it because the dentist I have is a really good guy.
Who's your dentist?
Dr. Lee Lira out in Plymouth.
I think I met Lee last
He's
night.
great. He's a great guy.
Does he have a beautiful head of hair?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with the dentist is, and this applies to pretty much any dentist.
He's a Marquette alum.
Oh, see, there you go. No
That's
wonder.
why one of the best dentistry schools going.
Is when the dental assistant is cleaning and there's like 3 different things in your mouth, and then they want to ask you about how your summer's going. And I got to answer that is, and it's very inconvenient. That's
Remember though, the last time I went to the dentist and the hygienist didn't say anything.
Oh, that sounds blissful.
It was so weird.
It was torturous for you, I'm sure, because of how you're wired. But I think that you should have the option, like on Uber, when you click the box and the driver won't talk to you, you should have something like that for the dentist too.
Here, if you're watching on the stream, you can see Dan's dentist now, Dr. Lira. Yeah, I met him last
Great
night
guy.
at a Marquette thing.
Yes,
we took a
very-
picture and sent it to Chad.
Yeah, that's how I got hooked up with him. Chad, he's
all right. This is not an ad for Lee Lira. If Lee wants an ad, he
could buy one, but yeah,
he could, or at least he could buy me a drink the next Marquette function we have. Anyway, back to Park Dental. Park Dental is big. They're big. Star Tribune reporting they plan to list on the stock market. It's a 53-year-old practice, They're based in Roseville. They're looking to raise $20 million from an IPO. They have 200 dentists, 900 hygienists. Hygienists?
Yes.
Hygienists?
Nailed it.
Dental assistants, and all the other people. 85 offices. So kind of interesting. They've acquired 40 practices, opened 11 new offices. I go to Park Dental. I have a great dentist. So pretty good. The internet is back on in St. Paul. Yeah. That's what they're using over there. It's AOL. That is 2400 baud. That's the fast stuff. And I hear that sound, it takes me back to college. I'm right back in college. Twin Cities Pioneer Press, Mars King reporting that the summer cyber attack, that it's are people happy with this in St. Paul? Doesn't it seem like this has taken way longer than it should have? Public internet access at all St. Paul library locations back. The city shut down the full system in response to a ransomware attack in July. So this happened in July. And ransomware is crazy, but it took a lot of work. Imagine if this were like an actual business, right? And you were shut down that long because of this? Holy moly. As of Thursday, city staff has restored public internet access, but they've had to test everything and all of that. Thousands of St. Paul residents rely on that city internet service to stay connected, to do research for schoolwork, and to apply for jobs and complete training. So who is going to get in to the Toy Hall of Fame this year? This is just preposterous. Preposterous. One of the finalists for the National Toy Hall of Fame is snow.
What?
Yeah. Snow.
Snow is not a toy.
Well, I mean,
It's not a toy.
Are you a Minnesotan or what? How do you?
That's how I know it's not a toy.
Can you play with snow? Is snow just precipitation, or is it the ultimate vehicle for play? Packed into balls, it becomes a mostly harmless projectile that provides endless fun.
Mostly harmless. Okay.
That's what that's what the entrance
Sure.
here. If you're watching on the stream, here's the evidence. Yeah. It also supports a slower constructive play. You could build a snow fort. If they induct snow, into the National Toy Hall of Fame,
shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Is this just like they've lost it? They got nothing. Now, some of these are good options. Battleship.
Sure.
Great game.
Classic.
Did you play regular Battleship as a kid or electronic?
Both.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, both.
Catan? Too hard.
It's a
I
lot.
bought that for my kids.
It's a lot.
It's still in the plastic wrapping.
Sure.
Connect 4.
Another classic.
Cornhole.
Classic.
Furby.
I guess.
Furby's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
Scooter. Too generic.
Kind of.
This year in the National Hall of Fame, Scooter. No, come on. Slime. Pretty good.
Sure.
Tickle Me Elmo. That should be in.
I guess.
Star Wars lightsaber.
Perfect. Lock.
Pretty good.
Put it in right now.
That's pretty good.
But snow. I'm convinced they put snow into this list because they knew we'd all lose our minds over it and talk about it, and that would get them publicity.
If you worked for the National Toy Hall of Fame, 1,000% you would do this.
Absolutely.
Voting is now open to the public. There will be a panel of judges. The class of 2025 will be honored in November. That is the snow. Good Lord. DeRUSH Hour News headlines. In just a minute, Vikings talk. Alec Lewis here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Storm season is here. That means nature's fury will cause damage to your roof. When it does, that's when you call Brian Jobe of Jobe Brothers Construction. Because they're local, they offer same-day Twin City-wide emergency service. Jobe Brothers Construction will repair or replace your roof from nature's wrath. They'll also work with your insurance company to ensure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Brian and his team truly take the hassle out of a terrible situation. Working with Brian and his crew will give you peace of mind because it was done right. Just contact Jobe Brothers Construction for a no-obligation, free, and full inspection. Contact them online at jobebrothersconstruction.com. That's J-O-B-E, Jobe Brothers Construction, handling all your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs. They'll even repair your roof from fallen trees. Jobe Brothers Construction. They get the job done right.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-547-6420. That's 800-547-6420 today.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
We've got some showers out there. Make sure you remain buckled up and the headlights are on. Update is brought to you by American Rare Coin and Collectibles. You can find them at AmericanRareCoinAndCollectibles.com. Cedar Avenue northbound to westbound 494. Had a crash on the ramp that cleared out a few minutes ago. Traveling 494 eastbound, you got your slowdowns in place between the Bush Lake Roads and Cedar. 494 northbound, that's heavy. Excelsior heading up to Highway 55, West 94. Some slowdowns around 610. If you've inherited valuable coins, gold, silver, or jewelry, where do you turn? American Rare Coin and Collectibles. For over 30 years, American Rare Coin has been purchasing valuable coin and precious metal collections with honesty, transparency, and immediate payment. American Rare Coin and Collectibles.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, we've got some rain all throughout the metro area up until St. Cloud, Wilmer. It's raining there. It's just sort of this scattered rain. Some heavy spots, Hastings, River Falls, the southwest metro, kind of Rosemount, Inver Grove Heights. You're getting some heavier downpours, but mostly it's just garden variety rain. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Can't shake the chance of showers. It lingers into the night tonight. 63 the overnight low. There'll be plenty of dry time again tomorrow, but scattered showers are still possible with a high of 74. Mostly cloudy, 75 on Sunday. Our highs will be hanging in the 70s next week. Fall officially arrives on Monday. Pretty nice kickoff, partly cloudy and 77.
Skies have opened in Monticello, according to our friend Lethal on YouTube. Weather brought to you by Moderna. Right now it's 72 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSHA, video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Rock your body, yeah.
Well, the enthusiasm for the Minnesota Vikings might be a little lower this week compared to after the week one high that we were all on. Alec Lewis covers the team for The Athletic. There's still plenty of intrigue and curiosity with a backup quarterback, but Alec, after last week, it definitely was sort of a reality check as to what you're dealing with when you got a rookie quarterback, and now we got an injured one.
Yeah, I mean, I knew when you weren't on the radio last Friday, typically crazy things happen after that. Not sure I expected the craziness to rise to the level at which it did and has. But, yeah, it was a brutal Sunday night offensive performance at the bare minimum against the Falcons. And then to arrive at the press conference Monday and for Kevin O'Connell to go through the injury list, which is lengthy and arrive at J.J. McCarthy. That was something. And to know that Carson Wentz has started a game for his hometown team, it's a wild one for sure.
So let's start with injuries because, and we'll get back to Carson Wentz in a minute, because really the corollary here is I was off last week. Sort of, I'm the J.J. McCarthy in this scenario. Dan was in, and is Carson Wentz going to do a Dan Cook-like performance? And I suppose we could all read into that as, well, why don't we just go right there? Do you expect Carson Wentz to perform better than, as well as, or worse than Dan Cook?
Well, Dan was exceptional. I mean, this.
Know,
You're not surprised, but we had
even the backup.
15-minute.
Even the backup, right. There are only how many elite afternoon drive talk show hosts in America? It's the same like Carson Wentz. He's a backup, but still, come on.
And the thing with some of the backups is you just don't see them long enough to really understand their talent and their ability. And that's with Dan, for me, at least in the 3 years that I've been here, I just haven't been exposed to the level at which he orchestrated the show. On a serious note, I mean, you mentioned the injuries, but the injury list is as big this week, or has been as big this week as I can remember in my 3 years covering this team. I mean, it is.
You just posted it on your X account, the final report, and run down this because it is. I mean, this does not look like week 3.
Yeah, I mean, I will, if I do it by heart, I will forget people. But, Andrew Van Ginkel, for example, who's the starting edge rusher, he's been in the concussion protocol. We'll see if he plays Sunday. Harrison Smith, he's had a personal health situation he's navigated. I kind of think he's going to give it a go Sunday. We shall see. Left tackle Christian Darrisaw has been 50-50 for seemingly weeks now, so we'll see about him. Blake Cashman has a hamstring. He's on injured reserve. Aaron Jones has a hamstring. He's on injured reserve. I mean, I could go on, and it's been wild. But, this is the nature of the NFL, and that's part of last year and 3 years ago. The Vikings have had a ton of success, and some of that is a byproduct of whether you call it injury luck or fortune or players just preparing the right way. It's kind of a reality that this team hasn't faced a ton, but they're now arriving at, and how they work through it as they're about to set to go abroad for 10 days. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Alec Lewis with The Athletic is with us. I mean, when you look at this list, the other thing that stands out to me is the fact that you've got 4 concussions on this injury list. And that is, as part of football, I guess it's what these players accept, but that is, like, to me, that is concerning.
Yeah, there's no question. And there were plays last Sunday. I don't know how close you watched the game, Jason, but there were some offensive line situations where you don't know who's blocking who and who's pulling where. And in the aftermath of it, I'm asking questions of people internally of, like, what was this play? And part of the difficulty in them trying to explain it is understanding or lack of understanding of how clearly some of the communication was happening on the field. It is concerning. Ryan Kelly, who is the Vikings starting center, and he's probably been the most reliable offensive lineman thus far. This is his 4th documented concussion. And I say documented because, you see these hard hits every single weekend and wonder what rises to the level of what doesn't. So it is concerning. I appreciate how Kevin O'Connell always talks about leaving that up to the medical team. And you hope, just from a human perspective above all, that these guys don't rush back into this violent physical sport that we're reminded of every single weekend.
What is happening with that offensive line? Because one of the storylines of the offseason and of the preseason was how much the Minnesota Vikings invested in the offensive line, knowing that they were going to have a rookie quarterback who was going to need a little more time. How has this gone wrong?
Yeah, well, it starts with the fact they haven't had Christian Darrisaw, and he is most,
for sure.
He is it's a crucial caveat. Yeah. He is the most trusted, reliable, contributor to the offensive line. He tore his ACL and MCL last October in a game in Los Angeles on Thursday night. And until he's really back, because of how much of a stabilizing force he is, it is hard to evaluate. But then you look across on the other side. I mean, Brian O'Neill, who's been a trusty right tackle for this team now for multiple years, had a couple errors on Sunday night that were jarring, I would say. I mean, Ryan Kelly's injury history would tell you that, or would have told the Vikings when they signed him, that there was a probability that he would suffer injuries. And then Will Fries, the right guard, is still working his way back from a right tibia fracture, which is not nothing for a man of his size. So it's just, and you got a rookie left guard. So it's all over the place. Reasons to feel less, I don't know, convicted or confident or trustworthy in what that group can offer. And I think that's so much of, I mean, it's such a major piece of the J.J. McCarthy narrative through 2 games. You can't talk about J.J. and his performance without being very cognizant and upfront about the people up front.
Right, right. Yeah, no doubt about it. And you can, I mean, look, the reality is, and every sports pundit and host in the Twin Cities has said that we've seen one great quarter of play out of J.J. McCarthy and 7 terrible quarters. And to me, that is like, I get the bit, I get it, but like also he is a rookie quarterback. Like we expected hiccups, we expected challenges, and he's been under incredible pressure. So I don't know that we've really learned anything about J.J. McCarthy so far.
Well, I'm glad you went there because, I mean, you know me, I'm high energy, this stuff, I'm passionate about it, I care a ton. And so sometimes I think even me, who's tasked with being as objective as possible about everything, I sometimes ride the wave. And like when you really peel the layers back and you do watch it, to your point, Jason, like it has not been perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was never going to be with a 22-year-old who, but not only had he never played in an NFL game, it's been so long since he's played consistently to even understand any speed of the game. And so, like, it is, I mean, even I speak for myself, it's like I have rash opinions after 2 games, but it's a 90-play sample, which is not even remotely close to enough to be honest about it.
Boy, 90 play, that really puts it in perspective. You're like 90 plays for a guy who hasn't played. I mean, he sat out all last year with injury. So his what was your data point on the last time he played? It was like 455 days.
600. It was 609 days.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, I'm not losing my mind about this yet. You know, I mean, he hasn't. The flip side to that is he did relatively little to sort of make you say, whoa, this guy's the stud. It's just still the jury's out.
No question. And I would say to people too, I often, from the outside, you view it as, well, we could have gotten Sam Darnold, or we could have kept Sam. We could have re-signed Daniel Jones. We could have gotten Aaron Rodgers. And what I would ask people to understand is you're taking the quarterback at his value and what that allows your roster everywhere else. And so the low amount of money they're paying JJ allowed them to get 2 new interior defensive linemen, 2 new interior offensive linemen. So I think, I understand the emotion of fans. It's what makes this thing as fun as it is. But you do, I think, at times have to step back. And we are not conditioned in this day and age where everything is at our fingertips all the time in an instant to be patient, to think long term. And I get that. But I do think it's necessary / relevant in this instance.
Let me ask you about Carson Wentz quickly, because you wrote a great piece at The Athletic about Carson growing up in Bismarck, North Dakota, hotbed of Vikings fandom. Obviously, Vikings fans, like, you want Carson to play well. Do you want him to go lights out? I don't know what we want.
It's a great question. I mean, you're exactly like, this guy is such a he's had one of the most interesting quarterback careers, I think, in recent memory, where he's had great years. He's had terrible years. He's, injuries have played a role. He's been traded for first-round picks. He's been shifted into a role where he's a perennial backup. And I would say I'll let everyone decide what they want out of this, but it would be pretty cool to see this guy who grew up going to games at the Metrodome come here at this point of his career after what has been such a roller coaster, and to see him perform in this environment and kind of stabilize things as the Vikings enter a pivotal stretch where they need these next 3 games, knowing what's looming after the bye week and after the European trip. Like, it would be pretty cool to see. And I understand the dynamics of then what happens with JJ, and I get that. But I think for the present right now, it'd be cool to see this guy have a pretty fun ride in this place that in front of people who he once was. It's a pretty cool deal.
Very good. Alec, appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll visit with you next week. In just a minute, Twins, temp of the team. We'll take the temp for you next.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Financial advice should be holistic and tailored to your life. I'm Ryan Antkowiak, financial advisor with Baird Private Wealth Management and the president of the Financial Planning Association of Minnesota. At Baird, we provide investment and financial planning advice for all areas of your life: family, retirement, estate planning, and charitable giving. Plus, we coordinate with your tax and legal advisors to ensure you have one comprehensive financial plan that makes sense for you. Discover the Baird difference. Visit BairdTwinCities.com.
Most data breaches don't come from hackers. They come from old laptops and phones sitting in closets. Studies reveal that these neglected devices are a leading cause of data breaches. Recycling your electronics protects your data and the planet. At Electronics Recycling of Minnesota, we offer free, secure recycling services for both individuals and businesses, with certified data destruction options available as well. Protect your data. Protect the environment. Learn more at eCycleMN.com.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So, better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple, snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those Sleep Night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies help me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINNELEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal product.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
I'm Kristen Press. And I'm Tobin Heath. We're World Cup winners, Olympians, and the hosts of The Recap Show. Every week, we sit down with the icons, disruptors, and game changers on the field and beyond it to talk victories, heartbreaks, and everything in between. We've built a space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves. Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Slowdowns place eastbound 394 100 into downtown Minneapolis, west 94, some minor slowdowns past 494, and then again as you approach 241, 35E and 35W on the north split there. Going to find some slowdowns to grab I-35. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRUSHA here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
The Canopy Group bringing us the weather forecast tonight. Still more scattered showers possible. Those scattered showers are all over the place right now. Hopefully they won't affect the start of the Twins game. Low temperature is 63. Tomorrow, 74. Not going to be a washout by any stretch of the imagination, but just be ready for rain to pop up. Sunday looks better. 75 is the high on that day. Right now, it is drizzly in downtown Minneapolis and 70 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha
I would rather have a root canal with no Novocaine.
on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Save 15% with code word WCCO at checkout now at chefiq.com.
Man, I love my Chef IQ Sense thermometer.
I thought you were going to say you love the Twins.
Well, I do love the Twins.
Sure.
It's tough to be a fan right now.
It is a challenge.
I still enjoy listening to the broadcast.
Absolutely.
And tonight you'll get the chance to enjoy pregame at 6:30. What is the temp of the Twins? How would you describe a temp? Like, what is it like?
Well, I mean, the offense has been hot, right? They've been scoring runs. Scored a bunch of runs against the Yankees. The Yankees scored a bunch of runs against them, but, I
mean,
we're looking for positives.
Would you have guessed that the Minnesota Twins at this point in the season would have the second worst record in the American League?
It depends on when you asked me that question. Right now, would I have guessed that?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. It's
6 months ago? No, I would not have guessed that.
Well, they're only 16 and a half games out, though.
With 4 to play.
I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to, you know what? There's always
Actually, more than
next
4
year.
to play because they got to play on the road.
There's more than 4.
Yeah. 4 home games left.
Fan appreciation weekend.
Going to be a bit damp.
You know what? If you show up, you deserve appreciation.
Absolutely.
Enjoy Henry Lake. He'll take you up to pregame. We'll see you on Monday.
Retirement will be here before you know it. Get ready by listening to the Retirement Reality Report with Mark Dillon and David Linsky of L3 Family Wealth.